I'm back with another water run chat. It was been a little while in between this one and my first one, and I'd filmed another one, but then it took so long to edit it, but that some of the things I spoke about like now are not relevant. So we'll scratch that one, and we'll talk about that topic another time because it's a topic I can still talk about. But so here we are. A little while in between our first one. Today I don't have a full water run to do. I'm just finishing off some troughs I didn't get done in our last water run. Our last one on Tuesday. We're shearing next week, so I'm kind of cleaning. Oh, it's going over my hops. I knew that would happen. So I'm cleaning extra troughs in like laneways and stuff like that. Because yeah, we're shearing next week. Anyway, today I don't have like a particular topic in general that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk to you guys about, I guess, like what's been happening, what's going on in my brain, because there's a lot happening up there. So we'll get stuck into it. I'm just about to pull up at my first trough, so we will have a chat soon. Demi. We're back. The cuts in this are going to be a lot like closer together, I guess, than normal, because all the troughs I'm cleaning are closer together than what they'd normally be. Anyway, so what's been happening is I photographed a event last 2 weekends in a row. So first was Southern Working Cow Horse Club at Tumbarumba, and then the weekend just gone was Riverina Cow Horse at Bundalong. So we're busy, very busy, and I definitely think I've overbooked myself for like the next 2 months until kind of the end of March, and not in a good way, like in an unsustainable way, because I've been up till midnight pretty much every night editing these photos and have still not finished the first event. I should hopefully finish them today after I do this water run for the first event, and then there's Riverina Cow Horse still to edit. And it made me think of a quote that I see a lot called that says like what a privilege it is to be tired from work you once dreamed of. And it's a good quote, but if I'm honest, it doesn't land well with me, because like, even though it's work that obviously I dreamt of for a long time, it's not good to be as tired as I am. Like, it's not good. If I'm honest, the last, like, every day from daycare drop off, I've cried on the way home. Not because anything's particularly wrong, I think just because I'm so exhausted. And it's hard because obviously I love photography, but it's becoming like, when I book myself like this, it's so unsustainable. And like, this is me also saying no to events. Like, I'm not just saying yes to every single thing. I've gone to the wrong gate. Good job. The gate's down there. I'm not just doing every single job that lands upon my desk. Like, this is me being picky with jobs. So I don't know how to make it more sustainable, and it's just this time I'm going to be in, I guess, until the end of the month. Anyway, I just get stressed because obviously this is my first year working part-time, like outside of my business. So these days that like normally I would be editing photos, I'm working. So then the only time I have to edit is like at night time, and that's why I'm staying up so late. Now, I'm a girl that needs 8 hours of sleep, but I've not been getting that. And then I guess just the stress, like when I get home from daycare, you know, we do the bedtime, we do dinner, and then straight into editing. So all my normal like housework I'd normally be doing isn't getting done. Like, it just feels like a lot. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a lot. And I've been listening to podcasts about Overwhelm and kind of how to deal with it. And the advice they give is to like set boundaries, only work for X amount of hours, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's all well and good for like a normal person, but for me, these events, the longer I take to get photos up, the more disinterested people get because they've already been to another event or whatever. So that's the less money I make. And so you gotta just do it. You gotta just lock in and do it. But man, and then you get, and I know people are excited for photos and I'm the same, but like people are like, oh, when are the photos going to be ready? And they're saying it so innocently, but for me, who's already stressed about like I don't have them up soon enough, I'm like, that adds to it because I know people are waiting and I don't want to disappoint people. And then the other thing that the podcasts say is, you know, to make sure you're still doing your hobbies and this and that. And it's like, well, I don't have time. I physically don't have time. Like, I've got a quilt I'm making. I want to ride my horse. I need to train my dogs. Like, but all I have to do is sit in front of the computer. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. It's just a lot. I think once I get the first show finished, which I hopefully will today, I'll feel better because that was the biggest show. And then thankfully at River and a Cow Horse, I didn't take as many photos because Corey from Niche Perspectives also took photos while I rode, which was very nice. So I don't have as many to do. So I think once I have the ones from Tumbarumba done, my mental health will be a bit better, I hope. I don't even remember what I was saying because a friend rang me. But like, even when you're so busy, it's other things like this YouTube channel. I was like, I want to post 3 videos a month or whatever I said, at least 2 videos a month, and I have not done that. And like, I brought the Meta Ray-Ban glasses because the last 2 events I wanted to film vlogs at. But then like your mind is just so full of things that then you get to the end of the show and you're like, I didn't film a vlog. So it's just something I think I really need to slow down, even in my brain, and go, hey, it's okay. You can only do as much as you can do. Don't forget to do all the other shit too. Oh, but speaking of vlogs and that, I'm hoping to do one over shearing. I think that'll be good. Just depends how much I feel bad filming. This is a bit different because it's a bit like I'm just driving around, but like when I'm working, I feel bad stuffing around and filming as well. Like I don't want to waste time because I'm, you know, working. So we'll see how that goes. I'd love to though. Yeah, I'm gonna ride my pony on Sunday, sit behind a mob of sheep to bring them up, and get in working before we camp draft next weekend, which will be fun. I have not camp draft in like 5 years since we lived in Queensland, and he was a pretty cow fresh on the week, like when I rode him at River and a Cow Horse on the weekend. So see how that goes. At least we should hopefully get out of the camp, because we've had plenty of drafts where we've never even gotten out of the camp before. Speaking of, I did get to ride at River and a Cow Horse, which was really, really good. I felt bad for Vinny because honestly, the only riding we've done has been for work, and it hasn't been a lot. And he was just perfect. He was such a gentleman. He won me on the Saturday, my first ever cow horse ribbon. I got 4th in the limited non-pro boxing. And then Sunday, it was the last event, the intermediate non-pro box drive, and I was the very last rider, and it was pissing with rain, and he won me the class. And like, it was such a shock because we've won things before, but it's always been like tiny club shows that are very, very beginner classes, and we'd always win like the obstacles because that's all he was good at. And like, we'd never even be able to get through a raining pattern. So to go in and do flying changes and get all our leads except for like the very first one, but he fixed it, and then come out with like a 69.5 cow score, like, I was stoked. It was the first time I've ever done a box drive as well, and I was shitting myself. And yeah, he just looked after me. He just went in and was like, it's okay mum, I got this. And I expected maybe to come like 4th or 5th again, and then they just kept calling people, And I was like, oh my God, I've come second to like Jay, who is riding a brilliant horse and he's a really good rider. And then they called Jay and I was like, what the fuck? So that was really exciting. Like, it just, after being so, it sucks sitting at a show and watching everyone else ride and you don't get to ride. So like, I was just so thankful to go to a show and be able to ride my horse and, you know, have a good ride and not embarrass ourselves. So just to win a class was just, yeah, even though it's just like, oh wow, you won one class, Brooklyn, good on you, it's just such like a cool feeling. And I'm about to clean the trough and Vinny's looking at me like, what are you doing? I don't know if you heard that, he just whinnied at me. Vinny! What else have I got coming up? Because as we know, I've overbooked myself. This weekend, this Saturday is Rotary Dog Auction, so I'll go to that and take some photos and some videos for them. I have a client with a dog in there that's hopefully going to do really well. I think he's pretty cool. So, and the videos, I must say, were good. So hopefully he does really well. Then we're shearing next week, so busy. I'm just hoping to get basically like all these photos done before we start shearing, because yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Then the weekend of shearing, so next weekend is Urana Camp Draft. I'm photographing it with Cassie. I'm not like sitting there for every single run, because I'm also having a few runs and I'm running the dog trial on the Friday night. So, because, you know, I didn't need anything extra to put on my plate, but everything that's been really easy to sort out. It's so good to run it in conjunction with the camp draft, because you think like all the cattle are there, the bar's there, like everything's already there. All we need is people to show up and run a dog. So that's next weekend. And then after that, I go to Geary for National Rein Cow Horse Finals. And then I have a wedding to photograph. So it's busy. It's really busy. I think it'll be okay, because Urana, as I said, I'm not photographing the whole thing, but national finals is going to be a lot, because I can't undershoot. I'm a chronic overshooter, and so what actually takes time is going through the photos, because I just want everyone to have at least one photo that they're happy with. So that means having like multiple photos that they can pick from. So I don't apologize. The only one it's affecting is me. I'd prefer to be an overshooter and everyone have photos they're really happy with. Another update is that we brought a pony for Blakely. We went and looked at him last week. This poor pony's hooves are so overgrown. I've never seen a heel so long on a pony before, or on any horse before. So he's pretty sore. They said he's foundered before, but I don't know. So from speaking to farriers and vets, like before we brought him, they've said that they actually don't think he's foundered, that he's only sore because of how like his hooves are. I'll put up a photo so you can see. So yeah, from the farriers and vets I've spoken to, is best case scenario, he's just you know, his feet are really long, which is making him sore. He's not like rocking back on his feet or anything like that. There's no heat in his hooves, there's no pulse in his like he doesn't have a digital pulse. So the farrier though can't come out till next Friday to get him trimmed up, so we've just got him on a bit of bute so he's comfortable until then. But he cantered around the paddock yesterday, which was really good to see. I'd only ever seen him trot. So he's looking really happy. He was kind of on his own, like he didn't have another horse or anything, and I think he was pretty lonely. He pretty well ran on the float on Sunday because Vinny was in the float with him. And he's been trotting around, like he seems really happy. He's had a few good lay downs and sleeps, which is good to see, because obviously like when horses are on their own, they don't really sleep properly because they don't have like another horse there watching over them, so they don't get that really deep sleep. So hopefully he's had a few of those. We're just managing his diet and making sure he's not going to have a laminitic episode, so just get him trimmed up and hopefully get him comfortable. But yeah, no, he's a really sweet little boy. He already will like trot up to Blakely in the paddock and kind of nuzzle in. It's a bit cute. And like anytime he sees you near the paddock, he's whinnying at you. So he's a really sweet boy. We're not obviously going to put Blakely on him until he's feeling better, because I don't want her to be on him and him be in pain and, you know, maybe be naughty. But I think he'll be fine. He's had lots of kids on him before, and we got him for a really good price, so I don't mind having to manage something like laminitis. As I said, he's not going to be a horse that she's going to be doing, like, you know, jumping with, oh gosh, it's really loud, jumping with at Pony Club or anything like that. Like, he's just going to be a lead line horse, so he doesn't need to be sound enough to jump or to do any of that kind of stuff. He just needs to, you know, plod around on a lead. Sorry. So anyway, I've done the troughs I had to do, and I'm just going over the creek to go and do Kahlua and Malibu's trough. We moved them over the creek yesterday because I didn't want Kahlua in with the pony, with her foal. She's fine with Vinny, but Kahlua was a bit mean to the last horse, like the last pony we had, and because he is quite sore and uncomfortable. Sorry, it's a bit loud going over the bridge. Because he is a bit sore and uncomfortable, like, I didn't want her chasing him around the paddock and, I don't know, pummeling him. Anyway, so they've been moved across the creek. The foal crossed the bridge yesterday, and we were all a bit nervous about how it was going to go, because it is a pretty rickety bridge. But she just followed Mum, and it was fine, and there was no problem, so that was really good. Anyway, that's a bit of a rambly water run chat, I guess. So next time we will have an actual topic to talk about, but I've got to get my Ray-Ban Meta review video up, and then hopefully I will do a vlog at Urana, because I won't be sitting there photographing the whole time, so I'll actually have time to, you know, film things and that. So anyway, until next time.